All right, ESPN pulled 12 of their NFL experts on who will win some of the most prestigious individual awards this NFL season. Half of the 12 selected Caleb Williams for Offensive Rookie of the Year. And not a huge surprise with Caleb being so highly touted and hotly anticipated, but it would be the first Bear to win Offensive Rookie of the Year since 2001. There are kind of two options on the Bears, by the way. Rome Odunze could also contend for this award. So I'm just going to ask this. Shot or no shot, a Chicago Bear will win Rookie of the Year in 2024.
That's a shot. And Paulie in Palm Beach, take that because he's all down on the Bears. They're not going to have a good record. Caleb Williams is coming in here way more advanced than any quarterback we've seen in this city. Yes, he's going to be the Rookie of the Year.
It's him. It's Odunze. There's at least two choices for the Bears to be able to get that award. And so I would say that is a shot. Again, I don't know what the one-loss record is. I would just say that blessed with good health, why can't one or the other be productive to be in that stratosphere to be able to win that award? Why not?
Do you remember who won the Rookie of the Year in 2001?
Who was it?
The A-Train, Anthony Thomas. I did not remember him winning Offensive Rookie of the Year in the whole league. Did not remember that.
He gets forgotten about, but A-Train was very solid.
Yeah, very solid player.
Very solid player.
Went to the University of Michigan. He didn't stoop to Sparty. He was a Wolverine. Shay.
Shay there?
We're supposed to be having a good time. It's a Friday. Aaron Schatz of ESPN
Couldn't get
had
into Michigan. Go ahead, Shay.
Aaron Schatz of ESPN had an interesting concern for a roster hole on the Chicago Bears. When asked about some of the glaring roster holes on teams, Schatz, I thought, would have selected, defensive end or defensive tackle or one of the more commonly refrained positions. He went with quarterback depth. Schatz said that while Caleb Williams is expected to be excellent, the drop-off to Tyson Bagent and Brett Rippon is awful, and it will hurt the Bears if Caleb can't play for whatever reason. So, shot or no shot, the Bears need to fix their quarterback depth.
I would say that that's a shot, but I am not aligned with Aaron Schatz, who used to be like Pro Football Outsiders, I think.
Yes.
Now he's at ESPN. Look, there are not a lot of good options out there. Ryan Tannehill is still out there. Now, he may be sitting at home going, I'm going to wait till somebody gets hurt, and then I'll go in and start.
Is this baseball? He needs a job?
Right.
You think he had a job by now?
You would think. But again, I'm sure he had calls about coming in as a backup. Maybe, I don't know, the man is saying, I'll wait till somebody gets hurt, and I'll roll in there and be a starter, like Joe Flacco did. But if he would come in here and be a mentor, quality professional, I had no issues with it. But I think Bagent's better than Aaron Schatz is giving him credit for.
Man, Cap, when you take a look at the entire landscape for football, 95% of the teams, when you got to go to your backup, they're just not going to get it done. They're just a placeholder. Now, I'm not expecting the world, whoever the backup is. I mean, Bagent's fine. He's fine. I mean, he is able to just harness an offense. He's not spectacular, but that's not. Again, he's still a young quarterback. We just saw him kind of nickel and dime it, and just kind of just flow with the offense when he had a chance to start. 4 starts last year, right? 4 starts for him.
4 starts, 2-2 record.
Yeah,
dude, I had people that I trust tell me Luke Getsy wanted to stay with Bagent when Justin was ready to come back. Yes,
that's what fans said too. So I just, it's a no shot for me only because I don't know who's out there that could be a significant upgrade. If, like, Caleb goes down, and again, God forbid, can we just get 17 weeks to evaluate a healthy Caleb Williams, for God's sakes?
I would hope.
I mean, but whatever it is out there, I think that it's a downgrade anyway, unless it's someone that is a superior starter that just happens to be in a backup role. And I don't think there's anyone out there like that. So that's a no shot.
Can I also just ask, because this always becomes a conversation about teams like, oh, well, you should have a quality backup quarterback. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I think it's one of the most overrated conversations that happens in football. 9 times out of 10, if your starting quarterback goes down, your season's over. Like, I don't care. It would always happen with Matthew Stafford. Oh, well, the Lions don't have a good backup, and if he gets hurt, they need one. I'm like, if he gets hurt, the season's over anyway. Who cares? If Caleb gets hurt this season, the season is over. I'm not under any illusion that Tyson Bagent or Brett Rippon are going to lead the Bears through a prolonged time without their quarterback and win a bunch of games.
Okay, but what about a really, really loaded, good team? Loaded. And they don't have a quality backup, and their guy goes down. You're telling me they can't find a way?
But that's the question for me. Like
the greatest show on turf, who is it, Trent Green? Trent Green went down. They went, it's over. They're crying. They're crying in the dugout or the clubhouse.
As I just said, 95% of the teams out there, if you have a backup, then your team isn't going anywhere anyway. That's what I just said. 95% of those teams, unless it's just someone that kind of knows the offense that can be a placeholder, ultimately you're not going anywhere.
Is there a team right now where you look at them and go, they're loaded? If their QB goes down and they had the right backup, they could keep it moving?
San Francisco's done it with Purdy.
Yeah.
Baltimore, if Lamar went down.
Tyrod.
Cleveland did it because their offense was good enough. Baltimore, no. We've seen that too much where Lamar goes down and they were in first place when he got hurt and then they missed the playoffs.
Kansas City?
2 straight years.
Kansas City? He's so integral into what they do that I'm not sure there could be a backup that could pick up the baton because they don't have the greatest wide receiver room. Now they're going to lose Rashee Rice. They got some issues there.
Well, like even when Tom Brady tore his ACL with the Patriots and Matt Castle came in and had a decent season, but they were a 16-0 team that ended up 10-6 and missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
The drop-off, like when you lose your starter and your starter's supposed to be that good or as good as we expect Caleb to be, your season's done. I always view the backup quarterback thing as a really overrated talking point.
All right, what's next?
Despite going 1 for 4 with an RBI last night, it is May 10th today, and the White Sox former 3rd overall pick, Andrew Vaughn, is currently hitting 192 with 0 home runs, a 46 OPS plus, and a negative .8 WAR this season. Over 1,700 career plate appearances. He's a career 250 hitter, subpar career OPS. This year, the wheels have totally come off. Time for you guys to be Steve Kornacki at the bust decision desk. Shot or no shot, Andrew Vaughn is a bust.
I would say no shot. He's not a bust. First of all, I'm not ready to write him off yet. That's A. B, Andrew Vaughn is right now trending to be a journeyman. Mm-hmm. Bust is someone who I think gets knocked out of the league. Like Cade McNown was a first-round pick of the Bears. You go back and look. He wasn't in the league very long. Get out. Not a good dude. Doesn't work hard. That's a bust.
So I'll say no shot, but I think I would agree with you that it's probably more along the lines of someone that's just going to be hanging on teams. See, his lack of – go ahead.
I just want to ask, isn't that a bust if you're the 3rd overall pick in the draft?
It's the baseball draft.
Yeah, but you get the point. Like if you take a quarterback number 1 and that quarterback ends up being a vet journeyman backup, that's a bust.
I would say that you're going to end up being right, Shay. However, what I was going to say is that when you take a look at like a healthy Moncada, a healthy Aloy, Luis Robert on the team, when you had a team like, for instance, the La Russa White Sox team in the first year, you could hide any issues you had with Andrew Vaughn because there was a lineup that was strong around him. But when you're relied on to be one of the guys and the cornerstones of the franchise and you hit like this, I can understand why that you'd lean toward bust in that regard. Because your team's bad, yes. But Andrew Vaughn doesn't mean that he has to be bad. The ball club's bad. Doesn't mean that Andrew Vaughn has to play like this. So I can understand why that would be a conversation. No question. Because now, look at the team. Who's supposed to be stepping up? Robert when he's healthy, Aloy when he's healthy, and Andrew Vaughn. He's not getting the job done at all. So I can understand why that question comes up. I would say not this. I would say a no shot now, but for sure he's leaning in that direction. He's hitting, let's see, a 507 OPS. No homers this year.
0 home runs, 507 OPS, 253 on base percentage.
Yeah, he's struggling right now, but that whole team is struggling. It becomes like a disease.
It's contagious, right? That's what they say.
Yep.
Just give me a base. Just hit the ball.
He had a ringing double in the first yesterday. Drove in a run.
I don't need your condescension there.
It's not being condescending.
You're such a. Coming up.
I was being kind. He hit a ringing double off the right center field wall.
But it's such an a-hole thing to say.
This is his 8th double of the year.
But it's such an a-hole thing to say.
Why?
It wasn't just a double. Hey, Hoodie, you know what? Maybe things are looking up. You got a double. He had a ringing double. Such an a-hole thing to say.
He did.
So just as condescending as can be, just dripping in sarcasm.
Andrew Vaughn, really hard hit ball, came close to a home run yesterday. Is he turning the corner? 3-1-2.
Oh my God!
First take, Shay. There you go.
Thank you, Shriffen. Coming up,
By
we
the
go
way,
around the NFL.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Did you hear the end of the White Sox game last night when it ended, the last out?
I was listening to Lennon DJ.
He changed his tune.
He did not use Southside stand up. Someone must have gotten to him.
No, I was listening to Lennon. I told you. I listen mostly to Lennon DJ.
Yeah, I listen to them a lot, but I had it on.
Yeah.
Brebbia gave up 2 home runs in the 8th to Ramirez and Josh Naylor. So it goes from 3-0 to 3-2.
Yeah.
They go to the 9th. Kopech blows him away. He got it the last out in the 8th, gets the 3 outs in the 9th, and they get the 3rd out. And Jay Moore will tell you, I'm waiting for it. I'm like, wow, this
sound the fireworks.
Sound the fireworks. For the legend Steve Stoll, let's go back to the studio. White Sox win. I'm like, Mindy, he didn't say Southside stand up.
Say it with me. Say it proud for all the haters. Southside, stand up.
Somebody got to him. There's no way he did that on his own. It was a good call. John's trying hard. It's not a shot at him. Jay Moore, you heard it. I mean, it was like, whoa.
I was thinking the same thing. I said, yeah, somebody got to him.
No question.
Wow.
Why is it like a hit?
Wow.
I'm telling you, he got called to the principal's office, and Brooks, who's the boss, Brooks went, can we drop the Southside stand-up, please? We're 9-28 or whatever they are. Now they've got 10 wins. Done. We're out.
For all the haters.
It's gone. He didn't say it.
Yeah, well, now that I'm looking closely at Vaughn's stats, I don't know why I'm looking at this closely. I mean, he's closer to a bust than a guy at this point in time.
No, you can't, though. You already laid your groundwork out there. You got to.
I said he's on his way. That's what I said. But now I'm just disgusted looking at all these numbers. I'm so mad at the White Sox. For all the haters, that's me. I'm not happy with the team. Wow. Around the NFL is next on Kap and J Hood.